Mic check, mic check.
Waiting for you. Where the kisses are hers and hers and his. It's Thursday. It's roughly 5 o'clock.
Oh, hello. You're
It's Tony
watching
and Chelsea
Chelsea and Tony live.
Today in the
Ladies
studio
first.
we have Siobhan.
Siobhan.
And
That's not Chabon.
yeah,
Chabon. Chabon?
there she is. We completely have changed everything. So Justin's doing his best to adapt.
Justin, it's okay.
While we're at it, say hi.
Hey, Havage.
To
It's
Justin.
a word. Oh, hello, Justin.
Hello, hello.
There he is. All right. People know the
What
drill,
about
right?
Sandy?
Is she gone? Oh, she's here.
Yeah. Sandy, sit. Sandy's...
Don't tell her to sit.
We have completely...
She's
Sit up.
under there. She's over here.
All right. You
Just
can
let
kind
her
of see
live.
her. This episode is brought to you by the book Stunning... what's it called?
Digital photography. It's our book. It has 14 hours of videos never seen on YouTube. And it has everything in here. Weddings, portraits, lighting, everything you ever wanted to know about photography. Almost. And it has almost a 5-star rating on Amazon. And it's so good. And you guys should get it and support us and support your learning.
Yeah, you can go to Amazon, sdp.io/s. You'll see over 2,000 reviews now. That's crazy, right?
It is crazy.
Or we ship worldwide from our store, sdp.io/store. We appreciate your support. We also have books on camera gear, the photography buying
Lightroom.
guide,
Photoshop.
Lightroom, Photoshop.
We pretty much got you covered, guys. So
Today we're going to be
We're going to be looking at your food
looking
photos.
at your food photos. So go to sdp.io/submit and send those in now. But wait,
Wait, what? Why?
I don't just want a bunch of snapshots that include food. I want you to have put at least 60 seconds into it. I want you to, when you took the picture, to have rearranged things.
I want
Moved your forks out of the way, thought about the light, thought about the right angle. Like, make these deliberate photos. If you were just took a Instagram snapshot of your food, that doesn't count. Because there's nothing we can critique except to say, think about your photo a little bit.
We are not messing around today, guys. Maybe you thought we were.
Maybe an hour ago we started another live show and we decided we would make a drink for ourselves then. So we got a head start on you on the drinking part.
No,
and
not really. I'm only this much through
I'll
because
just speak for myself then. I got a head start. I'm a little buzzed.
I knew that if I drank an entire margarita before this, things would not be polite.
So we're looking at your food photos, sdp.io/submit. And to prepare for next week, the theme is
Cityscape photos. You know what that is. The city.
Yeah, it's like a landscape but with a city. There was some news this week. Canon announced a lens that I think is like genuinely useful and novel. It's an 85mm f1.4, which people like.
People like it.
It's a great portrait lens. And it has image stabilization.
Oh.
Which is a big deal. If you're somebody who's shooting with the 5DSR, the 5DSR with non-stabilized lenses, it's like impossible to not get camera shake in your pictures. Because it's so sharp, especially with like the 24-70 f2.8, which is not stabilized but super sharp. Every picture has some kind of camera shake in it. There's no reciprocal rule. It doesn't matter if you shoot at 1/2000th, you'll end up seeing some camera shake. So pretty much every lens you own needs to have image stabilization built in. So it's nice that Canon's updating their lenses and putting some image stabilization in. And the 85-1.4 is just like an important lens for people who are just working photographers. Canon also announced a series of new tilt shift lenses at different focal lengths, and that's not something we've really spent a lot of time with.
I'm going to try it. I'm gonna do it.
I usually
It's
do
tiny.
perspective correction in post, so it kind of makes it unnecessary. But one of the new tilt shifts is a 135mm. And I think portraits with a tilt shift lens is kind of interesting because it gives you this like crazy bokeh. You know what I mean?
Crazy.
Yeah, the background blur is tilted at a weird angle, so
Love that.
you could make your portraits more interesting. They also announced a new, the M100. You know, those little mirrorless cameras that they have that nobody really uses or likes. There's a new one that's less than the other ones.
Wow.
Yeah, and still no new lenses for that system. They have like 5 pretty low quality lenses for it. Most people seem to be adapting lenses, but if you try to put an adapter and one of their SLR lenses on it, it's like trying to, I don't know, it's like holding an anvil with a cracker. Like the camera itself is so lightweight, and then you put the camera on, it's just like.
No one's ever made that analogy before.
No, people say that. It's an Irish thing.
It's like holding.
Yeah.
What'd you say? An anvil with a cracker?
No, I mean that's something people do.
People do that. No, that's interesting. Ooh, a drone. The Lily 2.0.
Yeah, you remember Lily, like the most famous Kickstarter failure ever?
Yes, I do remember. So they have another one coming out.
Yeah.
You don't sound sure.
Well, there's nothing left of the original company. They filed for bankruptcy. Everybody went their own ways.
So they were like, let's stick the name on that reputation.
Right. So one company bought some of the trademarks that they had.
Mm-hmm.
And then another company bought the name Lily and some of their like engineering work. I think they bought it for $250,000 or $300,000, like a fairly small amount for selling the entire remnants of a business.
They could have got a cool boat, but okay, go on.
And the first Lily was the like biggest Kickstarter failure ever. This is the example that they cite in business school for Kickstarter failures is Lily. So now they're selling this Lily 2.0 without even a cool video for $500 if you pre-order it, or $800 if you wait until it's ready.
Wow.
So many people lost their money in the original Lily. It's like,
but it has eyes now.
It had eyes before. Besides buying the design, they also bought the customer list. And I feel like,
oh my gosh,
they bought the customer list because they just like, oh, here's like 50,000 suckers.
Yeah, no, they're like, could you sell me a list of all the disappointed people?
Yeah, these are people, just optimists. You know what I mean? Willing to throw $500,000 or $500 or $1,000 after some drone that won't ever exist, just on the chances that it will exist.
If
and
someone
be
from
slightly
Lily
cheaper.
is watching this right now, they're like, stupid Northrups with their stupid news.
I wish them well. We,
Yeah,
for
we
the
wish
record,
them
we
well.
recommended nobody buy those people. Don't buy that.
I've always wanted to put a drone up in the air and then just hit it with a baseball bat. And when I say always wanted to, I mean ever since I tried the Spark.
We do have to film our full Spark review, so maybe that's how it should end.
They updated the Spark, and all of the problems we had with it that didn't exist, they fixed them.
Yeah,
that always happens to us.
Turns out they fixed user error with a firmware update.
Everyone was like, don't throw it out of your hand. This is my hand. This is a Spark. Pfft. Why did you throw it? User error. Then they do an update. It won't jump out of your hand anymore. Damn. I can't wait to try it. I'm really salty. Sorry, guys.
Okay, I'll import some pictures.
Let's do the import.
I remember walking to the beach with the Spark, and Tony was just saying how he spent all the time reading the manual like so thoroughly, and that was like the top comment right afterward.
Read the manual. And he was also outside. I took a short clip of him on our back porch trying it, but he was out there for like an hour and he was practicing, and I was just watching him like shake his fists and try over and over again.
I know, the manual in my left hand and my right hand trying to gesture to it. And people are like, read the manual. Like, I literally spent an hour with the manual open. And it's just like wave. The manual is just like wave. It's not like it's some complex manual that you need to study. Spark. We still have a bit of
I'll wave.
food. There are a couple of things that could improve this picture. I feel like it's imbalanced
Is it on a car?
a little bit. The negative space over here and over here is greater than the negative space up here. So I'd recompose it a little bit, or you could crop it. I also don't know that the shallow depth of field is benefiting anything. Like, this is solidly out of focus, and I feel like that's a distraction.
Making homemade pasta.
Oh.
Well, I would love homemade pasta. And I think this is a nice picture of flour, but to tell that story, I would like to see a more interesting part of the pasta making process, like it coming out of the little pasta forming machine, if that's something that you're using.
Yeah, storytelling in photos has to be kind of obvious. So the background blur here is perfect.
Yeah, the lighting
But you
is really
also
nice
need
too.
to show the finished pasta or nobody will know that you're making pasta.
Or put the raw pasta in the foreground of the flower, and then you're kind of putting together the still life, pasta life. Pasta.
Good suggestions.
Oh,
Smoking the catch in Ghana.
wow, that's really interesting. I like this photo a lot because I've never seen fish smoked in this way before. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
like
going to
it.
give this one a pick. You know, the person in it looking over at the camera makes it more
focused here.
compelling.
Which
Yeah, it does feel a little
jumps
bit
out at me, but
unsharp, but still
it's still a good story.
yeah.
Uh-oh. The plum is back.
Oh man, Lightroom is doing this thing. Okay,
Oh my God.
we were just complaining that we didn't eat before the show, and it's
Shoot.
always an issue.
It's a
This looks
problem.
fantastic. I love Mexican food.
Is that salsa verde?
Cheeto, man. I don't know where this is, but I'm confident it's not New England because
Bring
I've
me
been
to
up here
you.
for like 15 years and I can't get a decent plate of Mexican food.
What are you talking
Except
about?
at Milagro.
Okay. You
In
brought it back.
Mariano.
You saved it. Pick.
Plano,
Oh,
Texas.
well, actually, I mean, I picked it for the content, but you blew out the highlights of the sour cream. Sorry, I was blinded by the enchiladas. So you can see you completely lost the texture. They just look like white, like a white void of sour cream. Expose it for the brightest part of your picture, and a little depth of field would be nice because you'd have an idea of what was in the photo without having everything perfectly exposed. I'm just really excited about these enchiladas. Oh, it's really overexposed.
Who else is singing Blinded by the Enchiladas in their head?
Nope.
Blinded.
Wrapped up like a burrito.
Wrapped up like a. Okay. What is happening?
I don't know why Lightroom is
dear.
doing this thing where it keeps circling
Oh
back.
dear. Ivan Tiny. He got the meat. What's this meat? Name this meat, Siobhan. Is it pork?
It's a crazy game show.
Yeah.
I like the smoke in here.
You're like,
I actually wish there were a little bit more smoke because to me that's the biggest story.
look, this is something I know about food. You want it to be colorful. Humans like colorful food. It's something that appeals to the humans. I up this vibrance. We're going to up the contrast a little bit. Make the food look appealing. Sometimes that means warming it up. You know, if you want something like I've done stock photography for a pie before, and the crust actually has like a cool tone to it, and then it makes the pie look cold to the temperature. So then you heat up the color. You heat up the pie by heating up the color. You add like a warm tone to the crust, or make sure you capture some steam. I mean, you want to get people salivating with their food pictures.
And for me, I'd rotate to the side a little bit because these bars are really powerful lines, and they're all just kind of boring and just straight up and down. And we have this at the bottom
Dare
of the
you
frame,
talk about his lines?
the
then?
part of the grill at the bottom of the frame, which I just find to be a bit of a
Are you
distraction.
tilting it so that the bars are straight?
Yeah, we can't
Ooh,
really do it
ooh,
in post.
that's-
I'd want to pivot.
You
but
want to pivot?
yeah, pivot, get a little bit closer.
No, I can't live like this.
I can't figure out why Lightroom we just keep clicking next, but Lightroom keeps going back to previous pictures.
Bacon cupcake with what?
Pretzels.
On top?
Oh my god.
Why did we do this show?
There's an uncomfortable amount of tilt here. So I wish it were either straight or deliberately Dutch tilt. It's also on a paper plate. I know you might not have gotten that option. I think overall the lighting,
I
the
don't
dish
think
looked
you would
fantastic.
know if it was a paper plate if the part in focus was cropped out. There you go. I mean, this is still a little in there.
yeah. Legit hungry.
Oh my God. I like this. I love you, cupcake.
Oh my God. Why does Lightroom?
Why is my life this way?
I don't know.
That person with the
If
strawberry
somebody
pictures
knows-
must be like, help me.
Let me just, you know what? Here, let me just change this. Okay.
Wow. All right, that glass is empty. Excuse me. Oh, a radish with.
This is gorgeous. You get a pick.
Yeah, you were creative. You get a pick.
Maybe
from
it's
me
on
as
a
well.
light box. I would definitely go in and. Oh, those are dots on my screen. I thought there was a flaw in the image, but my screen is
Oh, no,
dirty.
we
That
need-
happens
we need
sometimes.
to
Clean your
clean-
screens.
Oh, dang. Fried whole fish in Vietnam. That's a beautiful picture. I wouldn't say it's appetizing, but it definitely tells a story, so I'll give it a pick. You okay, Tony? You hate
Yeah.
when my food has a face.
Yeah, I never really got comfortable with that. How do you feel about the depth of field on this? Should there be more? Do we
I'm
need stuff?
okay
out
with
of-
the depth of field, but the shrimp are the wrong color. That's not the color of shrimp.
Well, they might have some curry on them.
No, they don't. I'm just teasing. What did you do to these old scrimps? Okay. Like, I don't know how to fix this. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Siobhan, do you have any questions or comments for us?
I sure do.
Yeah, that's good, Chelsea. You did it.
We have money comments.
Sweet.
Jim Setzer gave us $5 and said, I was on the left coast for the last several weeks. I missed you guys. Well, the
left-
live show anyway, and glad to be back to watch it.
We miss you too, Jim.
Thank
Setzer.
you, dear.
Thanks for the $5.
Thanks,
We
Jim.
love Jim.
Andreas gave us some monies and said, you're awesome. Take my money. We will. Thanks.
That's
We
a great
will.
idea.
We're all going out to dinner tonight, and we're going to use your money, and we're going to do a toast to you.
Yeah.
We're going to say, here's to all the money comments. We like it.
The Koto123 gave us $5 and said, do you think with the D850 coming out soon, will Canon improve their bodies?
We did both the history of Nikon and Canon, and it seems like those two companies only compete with each other. Like they do not care what Panasonic or Olympus are doing. It's
Or
like
Sony.
not on their radar.
Or Tony.
So
Yeah.
I think it is good news for Canon users when Nikon does something cool. I'm confident the next Canon camera will have full width 4K and a tilty screen. They will just do that.
You heard it here first. Look at these old ribs. Look. These ribs look scrumdiddlyumptious. But on a cutting board, you gotta just put some green under it, so you don't get that greasy cutting board. Like, I don't know. Put some leaves under there, you know what I mean?
And check the edges of the
A
frame. 'Cause
garnish.
is this adding something?
Is
this
it?
background
No.
here? If not, frame it out or
Frame
crop
it
it out in
out.
post.
Blur it out. Put something nice back there. Okay. I want to eat those ribs, but your picture needs some presentation help. Is this a cream puff?
Wow.
Dang.
That looks fantastic, Raphael. The
What's
hand
this?
that doesn't feel deliberate. The hand doesn't feel deliberate. If the hand were holding one of the plates in the frame, kind of pushing it into position, that would almost tell a story. But as it is, it doesn't feel deliberate. So wait until the hand comes out or get them to actually pose and interact with the food, which is a good way to bring some life to an otherwise still image.
I'm going into the colors and I'm brightening the colors of the food because this is the Chelsea way.
Yeah, you
Let's
probably
do
also
a
want to check
before
the
and
white
after. I
point in
cooled
there.
off the plates that you get a bright white, which feels clean. Then I went into the yellows and I upped the saturation and the luminance so that the cream puff pops. That's appealing to me as a food eater, a professional food eater. And you got to get that thing in the bottom right corner out of there. Not good. I get really critical when I drink a margarita. You guys prepared for me tonight?
This image is just very contrasty. The darks are just very, very dark. I feel like I want to just brighten the whole thing up. We fought over the mouse, so it went a little crazy.
Sorry. Did you try to uncontrast it?
Yeah, I mean,
I don't-
you
it
can't
doesn't
necessarily
work.
do it in post,
No.
but like this over here on the left is out of focus and really dark, and that's kind of a distraction. So I would have just picked a different composition.
Can I go back and just praise them for some things, though?
Sure.
I actually like their composition. I like they included another cake. I like that the picture is of the slice so that we're bisecting the food and we're seeing what's inside. I would like to see what's going on here. Is it?
Well, yeah, I don't know if it's a bit of camera shake, but you can see if we zoom way in here, you can see there's just some movement in here, and I think it's just straight up camera shake.
So I think you have camera shake. So that's one problem because these textures here in the food are really nice. And that's kind of what the subject is the texture. And it just missed it because you had that camera shake going on. So really good ideas. Just go back at it again.
But can I just say,
You
I
can
feel like
say.
that's the wrong frosting to cake ratio.
Oh yeah.
You got to get that right.
Well,
And
no,
we
I
had a
don't
cake recently.
I think that's frosting.
What do you think that is?
I think that's like a
Just
cheesecake.
flesh? Oh my God! You just
Did
blew
you
my mind.
call that flesh?
Soylent Green.
I think it's a cheesecake.
Soylent Green is super old school.
You're super old school.
Okay,
my
so
dick.
let's balance that a little bit.
There's
I
too
think we need
much.
to see either more
See
or
this
less of the
purse?
people back here. Either it needs to be full context or it needs to just close up on your food. Yeah, and now that we're closing up, we realize the biscuit
Biscuit.
scone.
Basket.
What is
It's
that?
it's a scone skit.
A
and
crumpet, perhaps.
Crumpet.
Oh, crumpet, Justin. It's out of focus.
Yeah.
We gotta raise the shadow so we can see that blackbird jam. Okay. You again?
It feels sad that it's gone. I think
Sort
if you're
of counts as
photographing
food.
beer, you need a little bit of the foam in
Just
there.
we need the foam. We need
Yeah.
a sweating glass. Oh,
Yeah.
but the Europeans won't like that, right? They like their like slightly cool beer.
Oh yeah.
Oh, they
But the
like it
sweating
warmer, huh?
glass still looks good. You can't deny that. We got to talk about this. John's going to be upset with us.
Oh,
You have a nice clean background. I don't like that I don't like these holes in the strawberries. I just I think it's nice to eat, but just for the picture, I don't think it's appealing.
for me,
right?
it's the lighting. I think it's a flash, but it's so harsh, and you kind of see the hard shadows there that it feels a little unnatural. A little softer lighting would probably look nicer.
But I do like those fruits. Beer. Does beer count as food?
Yeah, beer
If you're
counts as
an
food.
alcoholic.
Yeah, once again, we need some of that foam in there. Like, pour it, snap the picture, plan that out.
Do you
Like,
know
get
what
it all
I
ready
learned
first.
about the disappointing Heineken Museum?
When did you learn?
The foam, the head keeps in the carbonation.
Yeah.
So you just been schooled.
People love the Heineken Museum in Amsterdam, but I think it's super boring. I
I
don't know
liked
why.
the first part.
There's
and
never
then
been a bigger discrepancy between my feelings and TripAdvisor's rating on a place.
I was pretty mad. Alien or something. Okay, so you're not going with the highbrow kinds of foods, but I think that your take on this assignment is different.
He thought the product name was amusing.
Dirty fries, made to share. So,
Okay.
yeah, you did it. And the pasta.
This looks pretty delicious, but again, the
No,
lighting is so
'Cause
hard
the lighting is really harsh
that it
on
feels
this.
like a flash.
Guys, what is this meat? Like a ham?
Probably.
It's freaking me out. The
It's
light.
like mortadella or capicola or something like that, I would think.
Dang, Justin.
I feel like you gotta say it with
Whoa,
an Italian
Justin.
accent and work your hands a little bit.
Justin. Hi, Jim. We do like Jim. My only complaint is that the light is so harsh on this whatever Justin said meat that it gets like a very anatomical look to it for me. I don't know if anyone else here is. Anyone else feeling that way?
Yeah.
Anatomical didn't come to mind.
Like I feel like I'm just looking at a straight up shaved pig. Siobhan chortle. She's like,
I'm with you.
Okay, this shot's gorgeous. The presentation's perfect. The lighting is perfect. But again, we need to check the edges of the frame because this is just a tiny bit uncomfortable. So I'm going to give it a pick. It's a great shot. I just wanted to provide that bit of constructive criticism. No distractions. I think it's the best shot we've seen today.
I agree. Really nice presentation here. I'm trying to offer some
Oh,
constructive criticism.
yeah, I didn't
would've
just zoom
gotten-
in, but it's a little shaky. 1/20th of a second with a non-stabilized lens. So, yeah, set up a tripod.
Food photography's hard. I'll put
Yeah.
up a food photo and you guys can judge me. Does that make you feel better?
We have that video that we did with Toby.
Oh, yeah.
They did judge you. They
Oh, yeah.
decided that me and Toby were better.
Oh,
Just
yeah.
spoiler. If you haven't seen the video,
Guess
then.
y'all are getting what you deserve then. Dave Lewandowski. Glow-in-the-dark gelato stand.
I would not eat this.
Manglo is a flavor only in America. I feel shame.
Yeah.
Okay, well, it's an interesting thing I didn't know existed, but I feel sad about it. Brian
Chernobyl ice
Gallagher.
cream stand.
Oh my gosh, Justin, remember when you got that giant loaf of sourdough bread and
in
then
San Francisco. Yeah,
we all ate it?
yeah, that was good.
We did work through it.
I didn't think you were right at first. I was like, I don't know why he's getting a loaf of bread, but then I was like, so smart, so young.
We have to check the background. There's stuff going into the background that could easily be hidden from the frame by just repositioning yourself a little bit, and it's just a distraction. Yeah, so find what you find appetizing
I'm
or
gonna
interesting.
warm
and
up
it's
the
probably
bread.
the texture.
Oh my gosh, look at that.
We just gained a bunch of light.
What are the lights doing?
It's haunted in here. It's the ghost of Sandy. Oh my god. An ostrich burger.
Man.
You want that?
Hell yeah, that sounds
Me too.
good.
Because an ostrich looks like a dinosaur. And I would eat one of those.
Yeah, I'm gonna just balance the color a little bit.
What'd you do? Because you did it. You did something.
Yeah,
Ooh.
it was a little warm.
I don't think you should be cooling off a burger like that, sir.
It was too warm.
The background is delicious but crazy. I like these wedge fries. 3 tomatoes, like that's the appropriate amount of vegetable.
It's a tomato and a half.
I
The
just
lettuce
wish
is
the
on the wrong
burger.
side of the bun. I don't know what happened.
I wish the burger were a little more in focus here. But I still like the picture a lot. Wow, I'm gonna give this a pick. This is so beautiful.
That's gorgeous. Yeah,
You
get
took a
pick too.
really simple food and you gave it a personality. Really nice.
You still haven't seen The Witches of Eastwick, right?
What, since we talked last week and you were with me all week?
Anybody who's seen it, it will ruin you for seeing cherries. That's all you will think about. Have you seen that,
have you
Justin?
seen it?
No,
Siobhan,
No.
Witches of Eastwick?
No.
Awful scene with cherries? No.
it's supposed to
Okay.
be very good.
All right, I'll watch it. But
Mhm.
you're going to know. It's not like I can escape you for an hour and a half, 2 hours. So Tigar, the guy at the end of our show who says, that is all, he submitted a picture of, do you guys know what this is? It looks like some kind of dried spinach.
Yeah, I assume it's some sort of fantastic cabbage.
It's like a cabbage that gets you there. I can't quite figure out what it is. But it's beautiful and it's lush and I see the colors. Are you okay, Siobhan?
Yep. Just dying.
Siobhan, can you tell us what cabbage this is?
I don't know. I'm not that well versed in greenery.
Wow. Well, we should visit Tigar because I've been trying to integrate vegetables into my diet.
Send veggies, Tigar.
Better together. Matt Armand. I would have focused on this cake.
Yeah, you want to focus on the foreground here, and you have a nice background, so feel free to crank that f-stop up and get more depth of field.
Yeah. This Meat Again by Tiny Ivan.
How did that happen? It seems like, oh, that's your crop. Okay.
Okay. cheesecake French toast. I'm hella jealous. Y'all are eating real well. I would make this part in focus. That's like the thing you go to first. Is that bacon? Jeez. None of you guys ever invite me anywhere. Siobhan, do you have any questions or comments?
I do.
Oh, this is beautiful,
A
Johan.
breakfast popsicle? Oh my God, I haven't even been living.
Cream.
You get a pick. That's perfect.
You get
There's
a
nothing
pick.
we can change about that. You did it perfectly. The contrast here is fantastic.
Sandy?
Clean background. Go ahead, Siobhan. What you got for us?
I got more money for you.
Money!
Jeffrey Pierce gave us $12 and said, "What's your best advice on lighting food? Side lighting with softbox? I think side lighting shows more texture. What's your thought?"
Side lighting does. I think it depends on the food, but also it depends on the mood. You don't want it to be too moody. You usually want it to be bright and clean, but you're right, if you use all front lighting, then it will get very like flattened and one-dimensional. So I think I would use multiple lighting sources, one from the side and one from the front. What do you think, Tony?
Yeah, I agree. There's no one right answer we can give because it's going to depend on what you're
food.
conveying in the food. I just wanted to give a picture to Joanne's picture here.
That's
this
nice.
is fantastic. I love the inclusion of the chef and the hands and the high contrast.
Hands.
What else do you have, Siobhan?
I have another money question.
People giving us
Voyager 1 says, "Great channel. I hope you can help with my headache. I'm looking for a great / the best ultra-wide lens / setup that's not full frame. I don't mind switching systems, so can be any. I can't find quality like the Sigma 18 to 35 wide."
Yeah, there just isn't any great super wide lens. And I know this because I went shopping for one and I just couldn't find one. The best I could find is the Tokina. I think it's like 11 to something millimeters. But it's not going to match like the high end, the Canon 11 to 24 or the other super wide lenses. So you can get good super wide APS-C, but if you want the best super wide APS-C, you pretty much have to go to a full frame camera and use a full frame lens. It's a bummer.
Anything else, Siobhan?
Yes. Is the D5600 plus the Sigma 18 to 35 a good enough macro setup for solid food photography? Or would you say a dedicated prime is absolutely required?
On an APS-C camera, the 18 to 35 is going to give you sharper results than you'll get with pretty much any prime available. Speaking from a lot of experience, especially just here figuring out these cameras in the studio right now, we're filming with those Sigma zoom lenses because we've compared them to all the primes and they're sharper. So
I'm just laughing at Sandy is being real needy with Justin, and Justin is just like at all the food pictures. He's like, "Damn, I want that eclair."
Justin's trying to pan over but can't quite reach, I guess.
So good.
Oh my God.
Laura, this looks so good, but we need more depth of field. Like we need this entire eclair to be more in focus, and it becomes blurry too fast. So a higher f-stop number would get you there.
Yeah. What's happening at this part of the eclair? Nobody knows.
Oh my God, I really need some tacos.
We're
Are we
gonna-
not going to get Mexican food?
Let's go to Milagro tonight.
Okay.
Oh.
Damn.
You don't have to talk me into it.
This is broken. Oh, there we go.
Wow.
I just
Wow.
heard a Spanish song at like 3:00 and I was like, I need Mexican food. Just because I've been trained like Pavlov's dogs.
It
to
was that song,
associate
Mi
every-
Gente.
Yeah, every Spanish beat they play in every Mexican restaurant in the area. They don't do that in
That
Texas.
was
They play regular
reggaeton.
music.
It wasn't even like mariachi.
It was
or
enough to make
anything.
me hungry.
You were like, I sense a Latin beat. Give me a taco.
Okay, you get a pick.
I had a piano student that played that song that was like da dun da dun da dun da 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 da, and I had to stop. I was like, we need to end this song, okay?
Steve, I would go ahead and pick a higher f-stop here, and I would also focus on the foreground. Like your eye is immediately going to go here, so
Yeah.
that's where you should be focusing. And that's a common
this
mistake
meat
where they're
isn't
seeing with like all
this
close-up
meat.
work, but especially with this food shots that we're looking at today.
This is a distracting show. Whoa, a llama at lunch? Clearly, you get a pick, Erlen.
Okay. You get to pick just for being Erland.
Like, you did it, and you did it right. I'm going to give you 5 stars. And
Look, he's got a catch light
I'm
in
going
the
to give you a pick
eye.
again. I think that's
2
real.
picks.
Oh, yeah, that's real. Ooh. Look at that meat.
I love capers. I don't exactly know what they are. Like, I couldn't find them in the wild or anything, but I love some capers.
It's an animal. This is a nice presentation. You thought about it, Chris. And your title is Meat. That's interesting. You made a line with the capers across the board. Like, really nice food styling. I'm not a professional at that, but I respect it. Your tomatoes, they're jagged in a way I didn't expect. I like it. 3 bay leaves just hanging out down there. Like, nobody can hold back those bay leaves.
Yeah.
I'm going to give you
that's
5
nice.
stars.
Okay, you get a pick too. I've never seen anything like this.
Why haven't I seen this? Lady's face says exactly what I'm thinking. I love it, and I don't know what. I don't know.
Can we talk about how many people are taking pictures in this frame? I see 6, 7 people with their phones out taking pictures of this donkey eating chocolate chip cookies. What could be the story, Isa?
That's a donkey?
Well,
This thing is a pony. Look at
okay,
that.
I don't know. I'm not doing DNA testing here. It is dressed
Look
up
at she's
a little
taking a
fancy to be
picture
donkey.
of just. She's taking a picture of just the cookie. She's like, "Damn, these cookies are crazy."
This pony's ruining my cookie picture.
Sorry to linger on this for so long, but I just really wish that this could have been a part of my life.
Wait, can
Nobody
we
ever
just...
invites me anywhere. Oh. This is one of my favorite pictures ever submitted.
Yeah, you get a pick.
You do, obviously.
What else you got for us, Siobhan and Sandy?
I got a Sandra. That's all we need.
She's so beautiful.
Guess I'll give you a question. Yeah. Question for the hosts.
Oh, that's me.
Where was some of the best food you have ever eaten, and what was it?
This comes to mind because I was just thinking of it today, but Dave Eschels took us to this Japanese restaurant in New York, and it was like in the basement of an office building. And I was like, oh, this is creeping me out. But then it was beautiful, and the food was so good that I still think about it all the time. I had pork belly.
The best restaurants in New York City, you feel like a little scared as you like climb down some creepy basements.
You're like, why?
It's like a haunted house or something, but
love
then they
you.
give you just the best sushi you've ever had in the world.
Do you guys remember when we went to Budokan in New York City, and we went into this basement, and it was like an old cathedral, and we were all like, where are we in New York?
Yeah.
Do you remember?
What?
Wait, were
I
you?
don't think Siobhan was
Oh,
there,
that wasn't the
unfortunately.
Photo Plus you
That
went
was
to.
yeah, that was the first.
Oh,
it was
really?
with Matt Granger.
We were there. Yeah, we were there with Matt.
Yeah.
Siobhan
That
went to
place
the
was
second
awesome.
Photo Plus, which will
Yep.
always be remembered by Mashed Potato Bar.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Mashed Potato Bar.
And that second restaurant was amazing too.
I don't remember what that was called, but that was
No,
really good.
I tried finding it later. I couldn't find it.
Guys,
Where are we gonna
just
go
really
this
love
year?
Food.
Where are we going to go this year at Photo Plus? We got to find a really good restaurant. That's why we go to Photo Plus.
Remember we walked by Shake Shack? You're like, Shake Shack.
Shake Shack! Well, now that I've had In-N-Out Burger, I'm like, Shake Shack, you're okay. But In-N-Out Burger is my jam. That's the whole reason I go to California. Sorry, Lowenbach's. Just kidding, just kidding. This is a raspberry. Wow, it hasn't even hit the cream yet, but look what it's done.
Yeah, it must be a composite of 2 frames, but it probably works for most people. I found myself completely baffled about how it was splashing. Like, are there a series of raspberries being rapidly fired in here? And this is the next one in the sequence?
Pot color. Just kidding. Can't hold you back like that. Okay. I like this. My only complaint is, like, iron your backdrop.
Yeah,
That's it.
it's a pain, but you just have to.
It's a pain.
Oh, Alan,
Spot color food?
what have you done?
How could you do this to the thing I love most? What even
Wait.
is that food? Look at this perfect
Oh my
American
God.
burger. I can tell it's American because it's got the cheese that comes individually wrapped. Yeah. that my mom wouldn't let me eat.
Jonathan, it's a great picture. The bouquet here is perfect. It looks incredibly appetizing. And I want to show these peppers because
Oh, beauty.
John made a point. He took his time. He sprayed it with some water. He put some droplets on there. There's no
Yeah.
distractions. He framed everything. The lighting is gorgeous.
Yeah.
You get a pic, John. Great picture.
You get a picking. I just want to sing to everybody. Strawberries.
Strawberries. Definitely a higher f-stop number
Fresones.
here.
What is fresones?
I don't know that word.
Fresas.
Strawberries?
That's how I say it. And Jose, what kind of pepper this?
It actually feels too busy. Like this needs
Busy.
a shallower depth of
sorry.
field or something.
Is it?
And this is something we've talked about a lot, but if there's something in the foreground, that's where you need to focus.
Wow, everyone. Okay. We got a lot of Jose's today. I like that. I got an Uncle Jose, a Papa Jose. Now I got a lot of friends named Jose.
Pick there's just so much going on in this frame. I think the context is interesting, but I would get closer to one of them and then include some of the background.
Yeah. Oh,
Did we go back
Ooh.
to...
what was that?
No, I don't know why it's doing that. Okay, here we are. Gorgeous. You get a pick. This is...
Nice basil, some capers, which Tony Northrup really loves. The food styling's beautiful. You get salt here, pepper over here, bread, capers, basil. Like, the colors are great. I'm going to give you a pick. You thought about it.
I feel like that square top-down composition is popular
Popular.
nowadays. Thinks like it's almost an Instagrammy thing, but it works.
Sorry, I'm really all right. This apple, the flesh should be what? Let's get it there.
Yeah, and you should focus
Let's
there
do
because
this
again, we focused
together.
on something midway through the frame instead of in the foreground.
All right, now let's go into the reds because these reds are looking like.
Make it pop.
I didn't fix it. We just need to focus here.
Yeah.
That's what we need. Gin tonic. Like sweat that. I see you in the glass.
Yeah, I found myself really distracted with it. There's, what is that, like a slice of cucumber? But it's getting real crazy in
I
there.
love it.
We want to make the whites kind of pop here.
Yeah. Okay. Well, food.
Whoa. This is a very dark picture. Okay.
Is that a grape?
So it's underexposed. We're fixing the exposure as best as we can. And most of the picture here is out of focus. So if you were to focus, I'd focus on that left blueberry and make sure those droplets are in focus. And then a higher f-stop number would definitely help. You're at f0.0. So something higher than that would be great. I don't know. We didn't get your
It
f-stop
would
number,
be
but
grape.
a higher f-stop number would help.
Justin loves it.
Yeah, that was good.
Let's look at the before and after because I feel like a lot happened here.
Yeah.
A-do-ba-do-do. Oh my gosh, this tomato is bursting at the seams. I gotta say, I'm sure this is delicious, but this is not an appealing looking tomato. All right, I'm gonna up the vibe here. Let's see. It's all about color and contrast with food. I do like the grill marks on there. That's nice. Hey, what's the story? Anybody know?
This looks like a good time, but you got to get that.
What is this though?
There should be less feet in your food photos. I'm actually cool with the ones on the right because it seems like he's chilling, but the one on the left, like, where is that even coming from?
Yeah, that's a real problem. Like, I like how you're living. You're on a beach with your food and your booze and your friends, but don't be putting their nasty feet.
Yeah, and then like these plastic bags, these feet can stay. The other foot's got to go. And then this stuff
I don't
here
want any
and these
feet.
bags.
I now have a 0-foot policy. Dang.
I like the fact that there are plastic glasses specially shaped for champagne. Like,
yeah.
you're drinking champagne out of a plastic glass, that's cool, but it's not going to be just like a red cup. No, it's got to be shaped different.
I don't want to see those feet.
Oh man,
Oh, street corn. Justin, we want that, right?
that looks pretty good. Damn. Oh, this is like
Why are
American
we
breakfast.
doing this?
Oh, I was just gonna say that's a total English
That's
breakfast.
an
I was gonna say
that's
because
an-
of the pudding. You're right.
But it's got, yeah. Did you call that American?
English.
Oh my God.
I was thinking of the quantity. The quantity, right?
Yeah, it is like a.
But you're
raw
right.
sauce.
As I looked at the ingredients,
I'm
it's
ashamed of you.
English. Maybe it's Irish.
It could be Irish. They
They
love
like the black pudding. I don't,
that. Was weird,
I
guys.
don't dig on the black pudding.
England and Ireland, that was weird when I first went there and you guys were having beans for breakfast. I was like, what are you, Papa Jose? Like, what is happening here?
Yeah, I'm sure most of our audience is cracking up about the Papa Jose joke.
Everybody
really know
knows.
what Papa Jose eats for breakfast.
Everybody knows. They're like, whoa, Chelsea's Papa Jose does that. Like, this is really topical right now.
Okay,
Siobhan,
remember
do-
when I said spend a minute
No.
preparing your picture? You got to get these, like, see these little things, just like move them out of the way.
Can I
Siobhan,
tell you what
got?
they do right? That pork pudding.
Oh man,
I mean, that pork sausage. That's my favorite.
that's what
Oh.
I go to.
Christine
white
Lofgren
spot.
gave us $5 and said this isn't for you guys, it's for Sandy Treats. Who's a good pupper?
Sandy treats.
Sandy, you a good puppers and you get treats.
She knows
There
the
you
word
are.
cookie.
A heckin' good girl.
Sandy, you want a cookie? She- that's
you don't
her
have any
face.
cookies, right?
That's her favorite word.
All right, we'll apply that to her debt. She owes us a lot of money at this point.
Sandy?
Yeah,
No, she don't.
she's kind of indentured
This is
servitude.
beautiful. I'm gonna give you a pick. I like your weird, like, I like that you put all the raspberries around there.
Yeah, this one deserves a pick too.
It's really nice.
for me too. Great shot, Lisa.
I love this.
I feel like there should be something in the sky though, right? Like it should be during the eclipse, or there should be a moon.
I
or...
think it's like when they held up, like, and the Lion King was like, "Ay, anya, anya, anya," but they did it with a popsicle.
I feel like they're giving it to the seagulls.
No.
You think there's a seagull just out of frame? Well, of course.
Remember when you had that face? Na-na-na-na-na.
Yeah, I remember. And that was my face.
That's weird, but I like it. What's happening here? Nobody knows.
Whoa.
Oh, eye pepper. Get real. No Photoshop.
Okay.
Oh, I see what you did.
Yeah, no, you get a pick.
Hey.
That's great.
You cool.
Very cool.
You cool. Foodie Ben.
Again, we got to focus in the foreground here. Oh, that looks pretty good.
Give me that. He did it.
Get tighter. We don't need to see your jeans.
I do. Nice jeans, girl. Wait, let me crop
You're
your
distracting me from the pizza. That looks like a fantastic pizza, though.
Yeah, it really does.
I like when the cheese goes right to the edge. This is beautiful.
Yeah.
This is so pro. I'm gonna go like, wow, really nice.
Mario Draco's a good name.
They would just use like a strobe to the side to get that or something like that.
There's at least two light sources here because we see lighting that's shaping this edge of
yeah,
the gray of the tomatoes, and then maybe like a big window over here. But that's a really good question, because if they had only a single light, we'd see, like, if they only had a light over here, we'd see this edge of the water highlighted, but not this edge.
Yeah.
And it just wouldn't have the same form to it. And lighting can be really hard to master like that, and they've done a great job, and that's what makes this work. It's light that's behind it mostly, so it's giving it that rim lighting. But you can see just the difference between these two tomatoes. They're called grape tomatoes, right?
I think those are cherry tomatoes.
Cherry tomatoes. Jesus. Margaritas are great.
Margaritas are
If you have to
great.
be on a live broadcast, but just generally.
Mm-hmm.
Man, this is tight.
This a tight blueberry.
Yeah. I've
Like
never seen any
blueberries
such
are
detail.
rustic. They're like steel.
Like, who knew that a blueberry went through so much in its life? It feels like it's been beat up.
I'm gonna give that a 5-star.
Oh my God, that's
Oh my
gorgeous.
God.
Just a beautiful composition. There's
Nice
not
table.
really any food here unless you're a
I-
rabbit or a deer, maybe.
I drink that.
Good too. So plenty of depth of field here. That's something a lot of people have gotten wrong, but you nailed it there. It looks really
Siobhan,
good.
do you have any questions or comments?
Beautiful colors in that shot.
I do.
Man.
And any feelings you'd like to express?
I don't have those.
The arrangement here is great. Good shot,
Oh,
Matthew.
nice.
I know, right?
Man.
You start with the onion rings, you go to the slider, and then you're at the maker's mark, and you just get happier and happier.
You're,
All right, I have more money comments. People are really funding our drinking tonight.
ooh, nice.
Good.
We're gonna have fun.
Heath
Good shot,
Clark
Mathis. I'm going to crop it just to spite you.
gave us $4 and said, "Absolute go-to food photography setup?" Question mark.
I don't have one because I don't do food photography a lot, to be honest. So
Yeah, and I don't feel like there's any one setup that would do. And usually I'd prefer to work with natural light anyway.
what else, Siobhan? Sorry for that disappointing answer for your money comment.
Chris Klepacki gave us
great
$5 and said, "Love your videos. Keep up the good work. Do you
Thank
know
you.
any good and affordable lens for the Panasonic G8.5?"
Well, more than anything, we probably use the 14 to 140 when we're on the go. And second to that, we'll use the Metabones speed booster. Which speed booster?
The XL point 64.
Yeah.
It's like 0.64 XL.
Yeah, the speed booster XL
Yeah.
with the Sigma 18 to 35 or the Sigma 50 to 100 f1.8 lenses. So that's what we do most of our work with.
But that's not very cheap, right?
No, but he already
Sigma
sunk $2,000
lenses.
into a GH5,
Yeah.
so might as well get good glass on it, right? The autofocusing's terrible. The flaring on the Sigma lenses is appalling, but otherwise they're fantastic. You just got to learn to love flaring.
Learn to love
Channel
it.
J.J. Abrams. What else do you have, Siobhan?
Sean Vine gave us $5 and said, "Just wanted to say thanks. Oh, and you're making me hungry." Join the club, Sean.
Thanks, Sean.
You guys are making us hungry. And thank you for your thanks.
All I can think is just like battered turds, right? What could this be?
What
What?
are you talking about?
Oh,
I think it's cough. It's definitely not battered turds. I can rule that out. I can rule that much out.
I'm
But
sorry. I
the-
think the picture is well done.
No, it could be arranged better. Like you got like everything's kind
These
of
stray plates could
thrown
be
in there like
moved
your
and-
chives. Like Gordon Ramsay would just like lose his shit over this chive situation.
Lose the shit and then batter it, fry it, serve it.
And then
But
these,
in a better presentation because he's Gordon Ramsay.
you could just like set these up like a Lincoln Log house or something. Like you could do something. Anything else, Siobhan?
Lincoln Log House.
that guy corrected me, G85, not GH5,
Oh, same
which
difference.
is what I said. But
I mean, I know it
don't think
changes.
matters.
Well, it's probably what you said, but it's not what I heard.
Why don't
And that's
you
what
think
matters,
it,
right?
Why don't you
Siobhan?
think it matters?
Right.
Because you know, or because you're just like, I don't really. It doesn't impact me.
This is a fantastic. Just watch the clipping on this lens.
That's
this
food?
glass. It feels a little uncomfortable. It's chocolate.
Oh, dang. Chocolate and a malt Scottish dream?
What?
Oh, dang.
I'm just really upset by this. What is that? Like a little plate underneath your
That
glass?
seems unstable. That's unsafe.
Man, the Scottish live dangerously.
They're really dangerous people. Oh. I don't know what's happening.
What is happening with the?
What's happening? I'm so scared.
Is it a shelf?
What is even...
Oh, yeah. I guess
Oh, it's a
it must be.
shelf. Yeah. But it looks cool.
Yeah.
Ooh, some Lindt chocolate. You broke it up. You showed some texture. You did something.
Yeah, I like what you've done here. I'm going to give you a pick. I will say
think you did it.
what the
The
surface
background.
that you put it on has to be pristine.
Pristine.
And you can see there's some little bits of
There's some
shape and stuff
scuffing.
on there. and
Maybe it's an
that can be
old
hard, but
plate
it's gonna
with
show up.
some marks from the silverware.
The lighting here is
Peter
just too hard.
Peterson, observe the strawberry. I will, sir. Philippe.
What the hell?
How did it do that?
Stop it. This is unnatural.
This is crazy. It looks cool. I'm going to give you a pic. It's weird and I like it.
Yeah.
That's
Here, Louis. Yeah.
I'm officially
Okay.
hungry.
You could pick. It looks pretty
Anything
perfect.
else, Siobhan? Because it's 6:03. We're
I like this one. I like the extra context and the chefs working and great shot.
Yep.
This is one of the
This
best
is
shots
it.
tonight.
This is-
Good job, Raphael.
Now, the only question I had left was, Tony, was that an Origin PC desk laptop in your earlier Q&A?
Yeah, we have a review of it on our channel.
Yeah.
It is massive, and the battery life went for about like 25 minutes on battery.
It nearly crushed
Not
my
while
legs.
doing any processing. It was just running a web browser.
Yeah, it's very big.
So Justin doesn't get a lot of work done on an airplane, but
Well, you have to bring batteries with you. I think they banned that though, right?
No, I just have to bring an adapter, like a huge, massive adapter everywhere I go.
yeah, the power brick is roughly the size of like not a big vehicle, but like a Volkswagen or something.
No, a
like one of the
small one, a
smaller
Fiat.
Volkswagens. Yeah,
A small
a Fiat.
Our dear and lovely friend Bev Miller just gave
Roger.
us $50.
Oh my God, who? Bev?
Bev.
She's buying us a
She
dinner
is a
tonight.
boss. Yeah, that's what she said.
Oh, thank you, Bev.
That's really sweet. But what did she say?
Nothing.
She just
She said nothing.
She just gave us $50
Oh,
and then
wow.
said towards Mexican or something.
Oh, thank you so much. That's
Thank
really
you,
sweet.
Bev.
We'll do that.
and we'll get Sandy a treat too. Well, congratulations, Siobhan and Justin. We're taking you somewhere better than Taco Bell tonight.
Nice.
Oh my God, that breakfast.
Give you
This is what is it that
What
makes
is-
this picture great?
the food.
The cutting board really helps, but the lighting helps too. The warmth of the image helps.
This little bit of pepper that gives texture to whatever that is.
Yeah, the syrup. Oh man, that's a great image.
I like it.
Good job, Sarov.
Siobhan, anything else?
Just, oh,
Ooh.
Sandy.
Oh, they got their keys in there too. Like, dumb.
Troy said that he sent us a picture of Daisy earlier as a tribute to Cowboy.
Oh, we were gonna do a tribute to
did we miss
Cowboy,
it?
but I said that I would cry, and I didn't want to do that on the live show.
Yeah, we've kind of been keeping track of how many times we cry per day and hoping we make some progress.
I couldn't handle it.
Okay, you get a pick just for.
Lens food that's creative. I'm gonna give you 5.
I wanted to find Troy's picture.
Oh,
Maybe I can do this. Let me see.
my gosh, look at that food with the face. She is loving this. I hope she comes down every time now. Oh.
Aw.
He sent in one during the earlier show too. I think maybe you guys saw it already.
Yeah, seems like a really sweet dog, and I'm glad he's getting treats.
That's a really epic treat.
A lot of people tried to submit pictures of animals eating in the wild, and I deleted them.
Yeah, because that's not about food.
No, it's not. Doesn't count. Sandra counts.
Sandra counts every day of her life. Okay. We did it. Any last comments or questions, Siobhan?
No,
No.
I used them all. Oh, actually,
No.
Caleb Rain asked where he could sell a photo gear besides eBay.
We have a whole video on selling used gear, so check that out. But you can go to B&H or KEH, or
Yeah.
you can sell stuff on Amazon or Craigslist.
Beware the scammers.
It is really hard because everything you try to sell that can be resold, there'll be somebody trying to scam you. That's why stores like KEH can make life a little bit easier. Adorama will buy used gear from you.
That would make things easier. She looks like Jennifer Lawrence a little bit.
Yeah, she sure does. I'm just flipping through
These
some
are
final
great.
photos.
You guys had some excellent. Wow.
Yeah, this
I've-
looks, wow.
I love smoothie bowls like that. It's really beautiful. Okay.
Thanks so much for sending all your pictures in.
Thank you for joining us, and thank you for
This will be back
everyone
next
that
week.
helped buy us dinner tonight. I'm going to put up some pictures on my
it is.
Instagram. What is my Instagram? I think it's at Chelsea_Northrup. I'll put them in my story so you guys can see. Thanks so much. You all set? Everybody?
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, huh?
Hey.
Oh,
Bye.
Squarespace.
Nope.
Oh, no.
they're not our sponsor today. We're sponsored by ourselves. You could check out some books and stuff. It helps us support us. It makes all this possible. Stuff is not. It's free for you.
This
but
is
it's
like
not
a
free
really
for
good
us.
deal because you get an
Check out
entire
Stunning
book.
Digital photography.
The ebook's $9.99. You get 14 hours of video. You get access to a photography community. I think you get other stuff too. You get our undying love and affection and all that.
We have books on Lightroom and Photoshop, and this book on photography buying guide, which is freshly updated, has all the new gear like the 6D and even the D850 and the A9 are in it. Check it out. Constantly updated
worked hard on
photography
that.
buying guide. Yes, it's hard.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Siobhan. Thanks,
Bye.
Justin.
See you in a week.
Bye.
Let's go get a food.
It's Tigar.
That is all.
Tigar eats giant nugs of weed.
Justin,